Good afternoon. Today is Tuesday, February 7th, 2017. Your time is precious, so let's get right down to it. There's an information war out there, and I'm not referring to the one that Alex Jones promotes. I'm talking about a real information battle that is taking place by the four entities you see in front of you. Media Matters, American Bridge, Crew, and Share Blue. This is a publicly obtained document from a meeting that just occurred, and it is the plan of the alt-left for the 2020 campaign. Now, let's be clear. Organizations are obviously entitled to their own opinions, and clearly they can come up with agendas for meetings and anything else they like. As the Democratic Party is restructuring, there's certainly nothing wrong with coming up with a battle strategy. But at the same time, civil liberties and the rights of all Americans shall not be infringed. And that, my friends, is where the battle space begins. I'm going to leave a link below and in a pinned comment, so this way you can easily obtain the document yourself. It is public domain at this point, but I think it's critical that everybody in America understands just to what depths the left, and now what I would consider, in my opinion, the alt-left, to what depths they will steep to. Now, the one group I find incredibly dangerous at this point is Media Matters for America. Although I do find it ironic that they outline, number one, the decay of journalism as one distinct challenge they need to tackle. But let's look at their top outcomes that they are going to achieve in the next 4 years. Serial misinformers and right-wing propagandists inhabiting everything from social media to the highest levels of government will be exposed. Internet and social media platforms like Google and Facebook will no longer uncritically and without consequence host and enrich fake news sites and propagandists. Toxic alt-right social media fueled harassment campaigns that silence dissent and poison our national discourse will be punished and halted. I guess Media Matters isn't really looking into the things like, Berkeley or UC Berkeley or Portland. Now comes the dangerous part. Media Matters is going for media advocacy, which means punish enabling and complacency. Media Matters takes great glee in making sure that they took credit for Breitbart not obtaining Senate gallery press credentials. So Media Matters made sure that another journalism outlet was denied the ability to actually do fair reporting. They're going to neutralize government disinformation. I'm guessing Media Matters has not looked at Voice of America lately. But let's look at something incredibly nefarious here. Media Matters has already secured access to raw data from Facebook, Twitter, and other social media sites. Why? Media Matters also put in place the technology necessary to automatically mine white nationalist message boards and alt-right communities for their archive. I'm sorry, but I missed the memo where Media Matters was deputized and or became a federal agency whereby they could collect data on private individual conversations or message boards or communities. When did Americans lose their right to privacy? Now, be prepared for multiple types of advertising to come your way from Media Matters because they're going to customize it based on the social media platform that you happen to be on. So if you're on Facebook, you may see something from Media Matters come and be delivered a certain way. If you're on Twitter, it may be delivered a different way. But be prepared because they are going to be assembling a massive grassroots truth squad. That's right, they're going to train hundreds of thousands of individuals on how to identify fake news and alt-right smears in their social media networks and equip them with the tools to fight them on their own. Now keep in mind, Media Matters takes great glee, like I said before, over getting people kicked off the air or their shows pulled. Look, on the left, over the years, Media Matters has won or assisted in a number of tangible victories, from getting Glenn Beck off cable news to holding 60 Minutes accountable for its faulty Benghazi reporting. Really, are you reporting on the FBI data dump that just came out? I wonder if Media Matters is covering that. Clinton's emails on page 47 of the number 6 data dump clearly shows she shared classified information. I'm just curious if Media Matters is covering any of this. I will provide a full link to the FBI data dump below too. Let's look at the American Bridge 21st Century Plan. Their plan is to defeat Trump either through impeachment or at the ballot box in 2020. Change the balance of power by measurably impacting U.S. Senate, gubernatorial, and state legislative races, and free ourselves from solely relying on the press. Our robust digital program will reach voters directly online. Isn't this creepy? By the way, they state, "We are in a state of emergency." The thing I find really interesting here is that they have 20,000 hours of video and audio footage stored in their state-of-the-art vault. Think about this for a second. All of the protests, all of the riots, all of the interviews you've seen, do you think you might see those again come election time? This time just being on ads or TV. No need to have the riots again because they're already done right after the election. American Bridge is taking credit for derailing Rudy Giuliani's cabinet nomination, and they've already placed several people in the states where the governorships will be up for re-election. Some of those include Virginia and New Jersey. They also have trackers on the ground for people like Scott Walker, Governor Charlie Baker, Bruce Rauner, the governorship of Florida, Nevada, New Mexico. Does any of this sound creepy? Now make no mistake, American Bridge is probably as dangerous as Media Matters because they are going to be creating digital content that is going to be in the face of those counties where Trump won, over 200 counties. Their content will include visual guides to knock down Trump's daily narrative, comprehensive research reports on Trump's policy positions or key appointees, and video testimonials from Trump voters who face the worst impacts of a Trump presidency. Keep in mind, he's been in office 2 weeks. Luckily, they tell us exactly how they're going to do it. They're going to do it through placing trackers right on the ground. Again, they have a vault, 16 terabyte, fully searchable video archive that was also created, oh, by the way, in conjunction with people that worked in DARPA. That would be the Defense Advanced Research Projects Agency. The vault features revolutionary sound search that allows audio and video searches without any pre-existing transcript. Essentially what they're telling you is they can get a soundbite for anything they want, and they can make it look however they want. This is what the alt-left now looks like. I'm telling you, this is a war. And it's not just me calling it a war. They call it a war because they're a $14.7 million budget 501c4 entity with a 47-person war room, not including all of the researchers and people they have on the ground. Then we have crew that will be watching President Trump closely for any conflicts of interest or ethical problems along the way. They will be the judicial watch for the left, and they will levy FOIA request after FOIA request after FOIA request. Erroneous or not, doesn't matter. So here's their plan. Trump will be afflicted by a steady flow of damaging information, new revelations, and an inability to avoid conflict issues. The Trump administration will be forced to defend illegal conduct in court. Meanwhile, we haven't settled Hillary Clinton's illegal conduct yet, so I think you're jumping the gun, crew. Powerful industries and interest groups will see their influence wane. Dark money will be a political liability in key states. And then we have Share Blue. Share Blue will be the antidote to Breitbart, emboldening the opposition, empowering the grassroots. So Share Blue's plan is going to be a willingness to engage in partisan combat. They're going to go up against, according to them, authoritarianism, kleptocracy, co-optation by Russia, and white supremacy. I mean, the alt-left is really hanging on to that white supremacy thing. I just off the cuff, I don't know any white supremacists. I know a ton of Republicans, but I don't know one single white supremacist. Where do they exist? I've seen one video clip of white supremacists, and they were actually supporting Hillary Clinton. Anyway, connection to grassroots. They don't have to do anything new because they're already Facebook native, and they are going to create content that's emotionally resonant. So it's going to get you right in the heart, and it's going to connect with you on a visceral, emotional level. That will be Share Blue. Now, as nice as Share Blue sounds, first sentence in its strategy. Share Blue is a digital attacker. In a nutshell, they're going to be the online Facebook version of Breitbart for the left. And they're going to, I guess, somehow shame Democrats and corporations that don't resist the Donald Trump administration, even if he's done nothing wrong. So basically, here's their plan. Share Blue becomes the go-to news outlet for grassroots Trump opponents. Share Blue becomes the de facto news outlet for opposition leaders. Trump allies are forced to step down or change course due to news that they, Share Blue, pushes. Under pressure from Share Blue, Democrats take a more aggressive position against Trump, achieve financial sustainability while diversifying content offerings and platforms. Top editorial and writing talent leave competitors to join Share Blue. They're going to invest in investigative journalism with the American Independent. In closing, just keep in mind, this is America, this is the United States. We all have rights. The biggest issue I have appears to be with Media Matters. I'll lead you to draw your own conclusions on all this, but just be aware, this is where the alt-left is going, and as far as I can tell, it's only been the alt-left that's done all the damage. Let me know your thoughts. Please feel free to comment below, share the video, subscribe to the channel, and if you like what you see, please share the video with others you like, even those you don't like. In any case, have a great evening.